Wow. All right, we are here again. This is our second graduation here at Crosstown High. I want to say that the seniors did a great job walking in. We rehearsed the sitting down in unison quite a bit. They did a great job. Thank you so much. That's always the nervous part. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good morning. My name is Scott Holcomb. Yes, I am the computer guy at the school. Let's acknowledge that up front. I think one of the biggest things that I had this whole year is, why is the computers guy leading the school? I'm the computer guy, but I'm also ushering in this milestone today, my 25th year as an educator. And a lot of students don't know that I'm a teacher as well. I'm glad to be here and share 25 years in education here in Memphis City Schools / Memphis Shelby County Schools / everything that we were and who we are today. And next year, I'll be 26 years into stepping in at Crosstown High. I was part of the original team in 2018, and knock on wood, I'm still able to come to work every day and be a part of this amazing team. All right, I wanted to take a second and just thank someone who's been with me through this whole journey, and that's Miss Mindy Byer. Mindy, you'll stand up. I've had the privilege of serving as the principal of record, humbly, but again, Miss Byer has been with me on my side, taking care of everything related to students that I just could not do at the same time. All right. Well, enough about me. I'm going to follow my script and move on. I do love the microphone. So, all right. I wanted to keep a tradition that Mr. Terrell, Chris Terrell, our executive director, and yes, he's still part of the team. Mr. Terrell hasn't gone away. He's still part of the team. But there was a great tradition he did last year, and we're going to do it again today. Okay, so I'm going to follow his script. All right. Seniors, I want you to take out your cell phones. I know most of them are all charged up because you don't charge your iPads. Right? All right. All right, so take out that cell phone. Now, I want you to take a selfie of where we are right now in time. I'm going to do the same. All right. Now, listen up. I want you to take that selfie that you just took, and I want you to send it to the people you love, the people who have supported you in these long 4 years, which went by quickly for me. That's all right. You can you can send it later. You got it on your phone, right? All right. So now, turn off your phone, turn off Bluetooth. That's an inside joke. Turn off Bluetooth, put your phone back in your pocket, and like I said, later on you can send it. But send it to those people who really have pushed you and motivated you. I know we have, but to the family that you have that just was there every day to let them know that you appreciate it. As you get older, you'll really start looking back in time and thinking about those things in youth versus now. All right? All right, so speaking of Chris Terrell and traditions, our executive director, I want everybody to know, and I know I've said this already, but literally he has been with us no matter what continent he's been on, no matter what time zone he's been on. And right now in the live stream, he just sent me a shot of him watching the live stream. So for just a second, I just want everybody to yell out, hello, Mr. Terrell. 1, 2, 3. All right, excellent, excellent. Because again, he's been there for everything we've done. We actually had a little code, WWCD, what would Chris do? And we use that quite a bit, all right? All right, so welcome to the Icebox. This is the amazing gym that we have as Crosstown High Yetis. It's a beautiful place, but I also want to take time to recognize the space that we're in as the building across from us. We're kind of separated from from the concourse, but we're still part of the concourse, even in the gym. We need to take a moment to recognize the physical space that we're in, that this was once the old Sears shopping center. And I know all of us have met people who come back, take a visit, and are reminded quickly of what it used to be. I know as a teacher at Klondike Elementary, right down the road next to Northside High School, back in the early 2000s, that I drove down this road every day to get to my teaching position. And I always look back at this building and wondered what happened, because I'm not a native Memphian, so I didn't know this was a Sears building. I wondered what happened to this building, what was the history, what was the legacy of this building, and now it was abandoned. And I felt really bad that, because every day I drove by this place. And I said, one day someone's going to get the idea of repurposing this building. And I just wanted to send a big hat tip and a shout out and thank you to Todd Richardson and his team who envisioned the rebirth of this grand old building. It went from an abandoned building into this magical, award-winning vertical village that we all walk into. As teachers, we walk into it as the sun rises, and for some of us on staff, we leave when the sun sets. I wanted to take a moment to recognize the current and past Crosstown High Board of Directors. They're sitting over here, and if you would, please stand. And if you're a board member, past, present, in the audience, please stand. All right. Thank you. I just wanted to say that under the guidance of our first board chair, to Meg Crosby, to now Justin Jamerson, they've really helped us move forward in our trajectory of rethinking high school. It's amazing that this group of people comes and meets monthly, but they're always in the background and sometimes in the foreground, popping in just to kind of visit us in the classroom. But I wanted to really thank Justin Jamerson, who's been taking the lead for the past year and a half, and recognizing that Justin Jamerson is an educator as well, because you never stop being a teacher. Once a teacher, you're always a teacher. All right? All right, I'm gonna try to stick to my script. I'm trying to keep eye contact while reading the script, but sometimes that does not work. All right, so most of us know the story behind the inception of our school. We've ingrained it into our talks, our tours, and into the hearts and minds of our staff and students here at Crosstown High. In that pivotal moment in time, we ushered in a new generation of educators who were allowed to move forward and sometimes move backwards to make sure that they're making a difference in rethinking high school education. It's a task not for the weak-hearted. I want you to know that. It requires bravery, trust, empathy, adaptability. Let me say that again, adaptability. And the ability to think creatively at all times with all hands on deck and ideas made available in countless brainstorming sessions, because we do it all the time, and then helping to shift, pivot, whatever we need to make this school successful year after year. Now, in saying that, we have some Crosstown High School members, staff members, who know that really well. And I say that because their children, their students, our students collectively, will be graduating today as well. So staff members have seniors sitting out here that will be graduating today as well. And I want to take just a brief second to applaud those parents who come to work every day and their kids are right there in the building as well. And of course, I want to take a moment to recognize graciously our partners at XQ. We definitely couldn't have started and continued on this work without your ongoing support, collective wisdom, and presence throughout our inception and into the future as we innovate even more. The process is unending, and we continue to champion the cause of XQ to rethink public high school. I want to thank our team of teachers who have taught our seniors, the senior crew. The senior crew was led again this year by Miss Nikki Wilkes. Please stand, Nikki Wilkes. I wanted to thank Nikki for leading the charge. I wanted to thank all the senior team leaders. If you would stand up, the senior crew, 12th grade teachers. Mr. A as well. Thank you for all your work. The senior retreat that we had, I mean, every year, I think that's one of the coolest things we've done. Even though students are like, ugh, I don't want to go to Victory Ranch. But then when we're there, all of a sudden it's, hey, you know, it's a nice place to be, hang out, we get outside. But there's challenges there that they face, and they end up applauding each other and actually end up talking to one another, even though they haven't spoken really to each other since freshman year. And I think that's a real team building part of what we do here at Crosstown High. All right. Thank you to our student support team, SST, led by Dr. David Anderson. SST team, will you stand up? Thank you. I was just going to say, a part of the team is up here as well, Ms. Sasha Haynes. All right. Our professional school counselor. Now, the team that you just saw standing up, they are the group of restorative practitioners. And I know that's a lofty endeavor, it's a lofty word, but to be honest, they are the group of empathetic yet stern members who float the hallways, intercept when teachers have just done all they can. They are there as our support structure, our positive team building, but everything ingrained into student support. I also want to recognize Sasha Haynes because her son graduated yesterday. Thank you to Leah Keys. Leah Keys, stand up. All right, I know parents of seniors, and seniors know Leah Keys. Leah Keys is our college and career advisor. She's the one making college processes easier for students and families. I know it's hard. My daughter graduated 2 years ago, and it's daunting. Lots of forms to fill out, lots of online stuff, and just that decision to wonder what you're going to do when you graduate, because it comes fast. I also wanted to say thank you for looking inward and looking at moving forward faster with our juniors. So it's not during the senior year only. I think that's a huge plus. Thank you to John Kovach. Where are you, John? I saw your bow tie. All right. John, thank you for all your logistical magic and coaching. He's a coach as well. When our teachers are out, John and his skills help manage the day by bringing together a cadre of substitute teachers to make sure that the learning process continues. And for those of you who've ever been a teacher in a school, can't run the school without teachers. So when a teacher is out, John snaps into action and he finds us a substitute to make sure that teaching continues. Thank you, John. All right. The Crosstown High team and I are humbled that you continue to offer up your trust, parents, your grace, your respect, but I also want to say thank you to our educators. I promise you all, I can spend an hour or more calling you out, making you stand up, embarrassing you with little stories and anecdotal, my attempt at comedy. I'm really good at dad jokes, all right? I just wanted to say how profoundly proud I am that you said, hey, yeah, put Scott in, and he's gonna be really cool, and he's gonna do everything I want him to do. And when I didn't, you were gracious enough to take the no from my heart, saying, no, that just can't happen, okay? I just want you to know, thank you. Last but not least, I want to thank you all, our seniors. Thank you for letting this computer guy help you manage your day-to-day operations as your principal of record. I know that you've been with me since 9th grade. I know that you're tired of hearing of me saying, charge your iPad, turn off Bluetooth. but know that every time I interacted with you, I really felt connected like you were my own child. Throughout teaching, that's all I've ever been, is just another dad, right? And for some of you, we had dad discussions, you know, how come your phone is charged but your iPad isn't? That kind of stuff. But I want you to know that when you leave me, that you'll echo those sentiments, those words of being prepared. That's all I'm doing secretly, is just getting you ready to be prepared. Not just in technology, but being prepared to adapt, to make sure you have everything you need. And if you don't have it with you right now, you know how to get it. That's all I secretly did in the background. Okay? All right. Thank you for trusting me. I want you, as someone who was born in Bangkok, Thailand in 1967, that was so long ago, and moved to the United States because my dad was a soldier in the US Army back during the Vietnam War. I traveled the world. It wasn't like we had money. We didn't have money. My dad was a low-ranking Army soldier, but we made things work. But what I learned about traveling the world is that where we are right now, where you are right now, is not the center of the universe. Even my third grade students, I would always tell them, go see the world. Go see the world. It'll change your whole perspective on where you live now and what's out there. So if there's anything that I want to push towards you, is go see the world. There's so much out there. All right, enough about me, enough about all this. I know you're here for commencement, so we're gonna move on to that. Let's commence with commencement. All right. See, I got dad jokes all day. All right. All right, now I'm gonna hang out, sit down, and enjoy the rest of the show for a few minutes. We'll now welcome Xavier Bland and Hannah Helm of the class of 2023 while they do their student address.
It's a lot of y'all.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah Helm,
And I'm Xavier Bland.
and we would like to welcome you to the graduation of the class of 2023. Today is a momentous occasion for us all. It is a day for us to celebrate the achievements of our peers who will soon move forward into the next chapter of their lives. To the graduates, we offer our heartfelt congratulations on this remarkable accomplishment.
Our time as students at this school has been one unlike any other. Our learning styles have evolved tremendously since the beginning of freshman year. As our school underwent so much change, we've learned how to adapt to weird circumstances like the year of Zoom,
The year of our class being split in half,
the year of the face mask,
the year of the missing principal,
and literally so much more.
now that we're graduating.
The past 4 years have been a real journey, and today we've completed it. Throughout this time, we've shown tremendous resilience, determination, and dedication. We've taken on challenges, overcome obstacles, and worked hard to get to this point. We've grown in so many ways, both academically and personally. We're so proud to be a part of this graduating class with such accomplished and talented individuals.
As we stand here today, we are filled with a mixture of emotions, excitement for the future, but also some concern and uncertainty. As we celebrate this milestone, we must also acknowledge that there is so much more to come. Life is full of ups and downs, and this is just the beginning of our journey. We will face new challenges and obstacles, but we have already proven that we are capable of overcoming them.
It's natural to reflect on the journey that brought us to this point. We've celebrated victories and learned from defeats. Mistakes are an inevitable part of life. No matter how well we plan or how well we try, we're bound to make some along the way. But the true measure of our character is not in the mistakes we make, but in how we respond to them.
Once a mistake is made, you can choose one of two options: give up or learn from it. Giving up is, of course, the easier option. You can just accept the failure, move along, there's no extra hassle, and you can get a clear mind. I'm sure there have been many times in our lives where giving up sounded ideal. For me, it was chemistry.
Me too, girl. Then there's the option to learn from your mistake. Taking the initiative to really interpret what went wrong will help you understand what you need to do right. For example, our high school. Freshman year was a mess for us all. I didn't know half of you, and I wouldn't get to until our junior year. This was an even bigger issue for the class of 2022, as they had been completely cut off from the people they gotten to know their freshman year.
Students worked together to make our class and school stronger. The Crosstown High board quickly reassessed certain things that we did not feel served us, such as the cohorts. Knowing that they made a mistake, they immediately started thinking of ways to fix this, resulting in the elimination of cohorts. Their positive mindset towards learning from their failures led to a great school we know today, and helped us see that our voice not only mattered, but would be heard when we joined together.
Our new journeys will take us on many different paths. We will be going to college, taking gap years, and even jumping right into work. Most importantly, we'll be figuring out what we want to do with the rest of our lives. And if we're honest, that's a bit terrifying. But we shouldn't be afraid to take risks.
Remember, every successful person was once a beginner, and if you fail, that's okay. Failing is just a stepping stone to success. Unless you're failing at math, then you might want to consider a different career path. But regardless of that, as you move forward, I encourage you to keep learning, keep growing, and keep challenging yourself. Embrace the lessons that you've learned both in and out of the classroom, and let them guide you on your journey ahead.
Always pursue your passions, follow your dreams, and you'll make a difference in the world. Remember that you have the power to make a positive impact on those around you as well.
Looking back at our time here, it is not hard to think about all the memories we've made, from hilarious moments in the Sloan Zone.
Sloan Zone!
To the intense shadow boxing at lunchtime. High school has given us plenty of laughs to look back on. It's these memories that will stick with us for a lifetime.
In this transition, remember some of the key values that you've learned at Crosstown: communication, accountability, equity, integrity, and creativity. Let us carry these principles with us as we move forward. Practice them as you meet new people, build new bonds, and start new adventures. Also, remember to let them know that you came from Crosstown.
Perhaps more than anything else, the lesson we've learned is as separate individuals, we are, at most, mildly effective. But together, we are able to combine our talents into a powerful force of educational excellence, athletic achievement, and community spirit. I am incredibly proud of us for making it this far. I also want to take a moment to thank the faculty and staff who have worked tirelessly to help us achieve our goals. We cannot forget the contribution of our teachers. It is a tough job to bear the responsibility of educating the future. Your dedication to our success is evident in our accomplishments, and we are grateful for your hard work and commitment. Let's give a round of applause for the teachers and staff.
And finally, to the family and friends who have supported us graduates throughout our journey. We offer bundles of gratitude. Words can't express the impact that you all have had on our lives. Your love, encouragement, and guidance has played a crucial role in our success. Again, thank you.
Graduates, this part of your life has many ups and downs, but remember to make sure the positive outweighs the negative. You're finally free to go and start your next chapter.
Parents, please let them be free to go and start their next chapter. Just think about it. The quicker they leave, the quicker you can get a new office.
Or a new walk-in closet.
Or a home gym. Anyway, before we leave the stage, I want to remind each and every one of you that we are capable of achieving great things. We have the potential to make a difference in the world, to create positive change, and to leave our mark on history. Let us embrace the future with open hearts and open minds.
This is not the end, but rather a new beginning of a new journey. I encourage you to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead with confidence and courage. I wish you all the best as you begin the next chapter of your lives.
Thank you.
Now, we would like to introduce our staff speaker.
At the end of each year, SGA and the yearbook staff ask students to vote for a teacher/staff member of the year. Students select a school adult based on their embodiment of the Crosstown values, building community, doing meaningful work, and advancing equity.
Last spring, when we were juniors, the classes of 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025 voted Mr. A as our 2022 faculty/staff of the year.
He worked tirelessly with the YetiCon committee to provide an incredible experience for our community last Thursday to highlight the meaningful work students and staff do daily in our four walls and beyond.
From 4 years of YetiCon work to the past week working alongside Ms. Coleman and the underclassmen, he helped ensure equity, making sure every senior looked their best on a display in the central atrium as you walked in this morning for the commencement ceremony.
Without further ado, please help us welcome our 2022 Teacher of the Year, Mr. Andre Zaraz.
I've always wanted to do this. But before I start, I really want to take a second to just thank Mr. Holcomb and Ms. Wilkes and anyone else that was involved in making the decision to have me up here, because we have such an amazing faculty at Crosstown, and any one of them I would consider more appropriate than myself to be standing up here. So I really appreciate the honor. So without further ado, good morning and my deepest congratulations to the class of 2023. To the parents, families, and all others who I haven't had the pleasure to meet personally, my name is Andres Arauz, and I've had the honor to serve Crosstown High as an instructor of fine arts since the fall of 2019, when all of the graduates first walked into the building. I feel incredibly humbled because I know that I'm undeserving of this privilege to address this group of graduates. And I do so out of a sense of personal responsibility, and to be honest, quite a bit of eagerness. As I mentioned before, I've always wanted to do this. Regardless of the small few years or qualifications that might separate us, our experiences at Crosstown are not dissimilar by any means. Graduates, I want to remind you all again, and your loved ones, that when you began this journey, I began this journey with you for the very first time as an educator, your educator. When you first walked through those doors, we walked through them together. Unsure and maybe even a little scared about this new chapter that had absolutely no roadmap to prepare us for what was to come. You had to follow a culture that was set forth by the class of 2022, which I have to imagine is a very intimidating undertaking. It certainly was for me. You may have felt that you lived in a shadow while you had to command your own respect. You should take a moment to appreciate this. There was no roadmap or user manual. Of course, we had guidance, but no book or study guide exists in the world that tells you what the right decisions are, that tell you how to build your own path, construct your own life. No one can create a silhouette more uniquely yours than yourself. You should feel very proud, 2023. Much of the human experience for a lot of us can be like waiting to reach a destination while the actual experience passes us by. And now here you are, about to take another step into another new chapter that you once again face without a map. And I'm sure that many of those feelings from the fall of 2019, if you can recall them, may be revisiting you once more. You were once a map maker, navigating a landscape that you probably are just now becoming familiar with. And now as you are getting comfortable, you're being asked to redraw your map for a terrain that no one has ever explored. No one ever can, no one ever will, but you. This is a scary thing. It feels foolish to offer advice to a group like this. If we started together, grew together, and made mistakes together, what wisdom could I possibly offer a group that had just as much to learn as myself? After all, we are never prepared for what's unknown. And the irony of the unexpected world is that people tend to expect a whole lot from you, even though the most objective truth is that no one truly knows more than the individual sitting beside you now at this very moment. This is the power of living in a constant state of being a student. I have no true wisdom. The most wise are those who actively pursue knowledge for their own sake, those who know how truly little they know, the self-proclaimed student. The most powerful student understands that failure creates beginnings, not endings. Masters of fundamental literacies, generous collaborators, original thinkers, holders of foundational knowledge, learners for life. There's a story titled Cream by the acclaimed Japanese author Haruki Murakami. It follows the recounting of an 18-year-old boy newly out of high school. I'm willing to bet there are some here, myself included, who can deeply empathize with his uncertainty, fueled by the expectations of the highly excelling world around him. He was not yet in college and didn't necessarily consider himself to be the academic scholar type. In fact, he readily accepted himself as the kind to fail an entrance exam to a university, waiting to try again and again. Someone feeling lost and directionless. I don't know about you, but I know that for me, right out of high school, this feeling was more than palpable. One ordinary day, he receives an invitation to a piano recital from a girl who he had been in school with. This is an unexpected, even confusing surprise because since then, he has little to no contact with her. So after a series of competing and doubtful thoughts, he takes a risk and accepts this invitation. He took a bus, bought flowers, walked up hills, only to find an empty, abandoned concert venue, far, far away from home. How could this happen? There were no mistakes on the invitation. The map, date, and time were all correct. Any logical explanation just didn't add up to him until he helplessly fell to his illogical thoughts that this must be the work of a mean-spirited girl who wished to spite him for reasons unknown. His expectations were completely shattered. As the boy spiraled into a panic, he is encountered by a strange elderly man who offers him this exchange: a circle with many centers. There are several centers. No, sometimes an infinite number. And it's a circle with no circumference. Are you able to picture that kind of circle in your mind? I'm sure right about now your math teachers, who are probably sitting behind you, some of you, are wondering what's wrong with the old man in this story. And they're probably thinking, why is Mr. A up here undoing all the hard work that we've done to make sure that these kids understand what a circle looks like and how it functions? Why is the art guy talking about math? Because your math teachers taught you very diligently. And so you already understand that the circles you have known have one center and curved circumferences, connecting points that are equidistant from that center. Science tells us that this kind of circle doesn't exist. But the old man tells us that the circle does indeed exist. And if it seems difficult to imagine, that's because it is. It's hard to imagine a circle that sounds like the opposite of a circle. To imagine something that is apparently not real. But your brains are meant to think about difficult things. He continues telling the boy, there's nothing worth having in this world that you can get easily. Everything else is just boring and worthless. If you put in the time and effort, if you do achieve that difficult thing, the circle with many centers and no circumference, this, the old man tells us, is the cream of life, the best of the best, where you have understood something you didn't understand at first. Before mysteriously disappearing, the old man finally leaves the boy with this: you can't be lazy or neglectful because this is a critical time. Your brains are meant to think about difficult things. As you take this away, knowing that your brains are also meant to think about difficult things during difficult times, remember what it actually means when you believe you have encountered the feeling of failure. Remember, the powerful student understands that failure creates beginnings, not endings. I've mentioned before about the world's expectations of us, but what about our expectations of ourselves? There are times where you will expect things of yourself, and perhaps those expectations play out in a way that might remind you of a boy in a circle. My mother once told me, find a tree with lots of shade. To me, what this means is when you encounter places and people that allow you to be what you are and feel what you feel, whether that be joy or even pain, hold that close. Because if we use our brains to think about difficult things, we might just realize that power again. Failures create beginnings, not endings. You did not come second to the class of 2022. You nurtured the culture of Crosstown High and carried it forward, which is arguably just as hard as blazing a trail that was never there before. Not upholding a legacy, but imagining your own. You created new shapes and colors that were never part of the visible spectrum. And because of you, future generations will feel confident to create more. You created your own Crosstown High, and 2024 will feel inspired to create their own, and so on. Now is your time, 2023. This is a critical time. Look at what you've done. Think about difficult things. Take risks. Accept invitations. Create new shapes and colors. See beginnings in your shortcomings, not endings. Find trees with lots of shade. You don't need anyone's permission to follow your own footsteps. You've already started. So good luck and congratulations. It has been such an honor and privilege to grow and learn alongside the class of 2023, the past 4 years. With that being said, please help me welcome to the stage the one, the only, Jairus Bates of the class of 2023.
Love you too, Dad. Yeah, there's a lot of y'all. Dang. Good morning, class of 2023. How y'all doing this morning? Before I start, I just want to thank my family, friends, and our great Crosstown High support system. Y'all have pushed us through our high school career. I mean, y'all should be proud. You guys are watching future rappers and Mr. He Can't, Sam Diggs, where you at? I don't see where you at. There you go, Mr. He Can't, Mr. He Can't. Singers and actors and Taylor Griffin. And political philosophers and Dylan Forsyth. You're watching them move on to the next phase of their lives. Entering high school, I had an expectation and vision of my experience because of shows like Victorious, Liv and Maddie, Boy Meets World, and etc. But walking to the new, strange, and refreshing environment across Crosstown High, it was nothing like that. We truly didn't know anything. We didn't know we would run through 3 principals in 4 years. We never knew skipping school would be so easy. You can literally just, you can just walk right out. But we especially didn't know how much we would endure together. And I think that kind of segues me into the theme of our class, which is, will we survive? Looking back on the past 4 years, I think of the questions I've asked myself along the way. Will I survive senior year? Will I survive COVID? Will I survive another one of Mr. Sloan's classes? Shout out to Mr. Sloan, by the way, he just had a baby. But I know every single one of y'all out here could add your own question to how you survive high school. But these same questions have brung us together, and not only that, they're gonna push us to be the best class to ever graduate Crosstown High. So, the answer to the question, will we survive, is a definite yes. We have, and we will. Through the support of friends, through playing on teams, through personal discipline of grit and determination, through long, long lectures with my parents on the couch, through the commitment of the Crosstown High faculty, we've survived all the way to graduation. My mom and dad love to tell stories about when they were younger and in high school. The stories usually involve sneaking out, basketball, old friends, rebelling against parents, and weird, very weird trends of the 90s. But there's always a common denominator between their ancient tales of their adolescence and my high school experience. And that is that high school can hurt. It's painful, really painful. And there are days where that's all it ever is. There are days where it's really weird. There are days where it's really ridiculous. There are days when it's really joyful. There are days filled with losses and days filled with victories. Most days are a combination of all the above, but my dad once said that he's living proof that we can survive. To that now I say, we're all living proof that we can survive. And not only that, but thrive. We'll thrive because we're battle tested. We've gone through more obstacles while achieving as much, if not as much, as any class graduating today. When I look into the crowd, I see people who have endured numerous trials and tribulations to reserve their seat here amongst their peers. And we deserve it. I mean, after a long 4 years, long, painful, tiring, surprising, eventful, productive years, 4 years, we're here and we're ready for the next chapter. So no further ado, I'd like to congratulate my fellow members of the surviving and thriving class of 23. On our perseverance and achievements. May your hats fly as high as your dreams. Now let's get to the after party.
Yeah, let's give our speakers one more round of applause. They did a great job. Excellent. All right, I have to beg your forgiveness. I made a mistake. I make mistakes all the time. I want to apologize to the amazing teachers and staff at Crosstown High because I didn't take the opportunity to have them all stand up. Please stand up. All of you. Forgive my head and not my heart. I just wanted to say thank you and just recognize you all once again. Seniors, please give another round of applause to these folks who have carried you for 4 years as well. Thank you. All right, the time has finally come to confer our diplomas. That's my child right there. She's like, thank God. Because the thing that you all don't get to see is the reactions of all their faces as we go through this. There's some yawning, There's some laughing. There's some hand signals to friends. And I love that about our students. All right, so again, the time has finally come to confer our diplomas. The Crosstown High Board of Directors, your teachers and I do hereby affirm that each student receiving a diploma today has met the standards set forth by the state of Tennessee, Shelby County, and Crosstown High. I hereby confirm the certification of the Crosstown High class of 2023. All right, but before we embark on this journey, students, this is your big moment, I know that. When you receive your diplomas as you graduate, we ask that you treat this commencement exercise with a reverence that acknowledges the 4 years of hard work that you've put into making this moment happen. Every graduate and their families deserves to hear their names announced. Let me say that one more time. Every graduate and their families deserves to hear their name announced. So to help us all, please refrain from using noisemakers or any other distractors that are not conducive to maintaining the dignity of this event. We ask that you hold your major applause and congratulatory cheers into the names of all students who've been called. All students. I know that's hard as a parent, I get that, all right? Your assistant will provide the very best experience for each graduating student and their families. And just a note to parents who I see doing this from way back there, it's all recorded. You'll have access to the video thanks to Forever Ready Productions. So don't worry about not capturing that moment, all right? All right, so now we'll move on to the calling of the names read aloud by none other than Ryan, the director Pryor. All right, make sure you take your time coming up the stage. We've smoothed it out quite a bit, but the parent in me is like, so just slowly come on up.
Hannah Nicole Helm. Wait. Xavier Bland. Jairus Bates. Maya Yasmin Moore. Caleb Marcus Isom. Tyler Malone. Anna Calvo. Britton Noel Stewart. Jed Stewart. Camille Morris. Jacob Burgess. Ray Dutch. Dylan Paul Forsyth. Megan Flowers. Zayna Grace Jefferson. Naomi Maneno. Elijah Lamont Fisher. Lily Graham. Nia Thompson. Kara Bartlett Dietrich. Meredith Lero. Millie Brody. Sofia Gutierrez. Walt Spickler.
Surprise.
Beckham West. Glafiro Gomez. Shania Lee. Sanaya Kaiser. Ariana Nicole Wright. DeAndre Moore. Brandon Chambers. Darius Price. Samuel Edward McElroy. Everett Hayes. Riley Simone Comstock. Mary Elizabeth Cromer. Hannah Marie Collins. Allison Dobbins. Oliver Morse. Jeremiah Maxwell. Anaya Tucker. We got you. Janaea Piles Black. Evan Holly. August Hughes. Bryn Catanzara Gostad. Maximilian Martin. Sophie Rosalie Harrington. Callie Mae Dearmore. Asa Rose Palazzola. Safa Ali Majid. Nick Renee Shaw. Aiden Siona Couch Smith. Carshawn Galloway Jr. David Mitchell Bowers. Kelvin Sheard. Keenan Jenkins. Kyra Torrey. Rachel Nicole Ellis. Nakia Golden. Giovanni Martinez. Andrew Flores. Alex Akers. Phoebe Plumley. Brenda Ramirez Perez. Carla Ruiz. Christian Taylor. Kendall Allen. Ashton Tate. Macy Catherine Johnson. Paola Dominguez Lezama. Taylor Princess Griffin. Madeline Hooper. Violet Worley. Kenya Hardaway. Samaria Collins. Kayla Barthelmy. Lally Yanez. Ella Whitehead. Charlie Naney. Samuel Diggs. Kelby Haley Jeffries. Jessica Nicole Swift. Lenny Sears. Mike Williams. JT. Logan Forsythe. Jarrett Jones. Michaela Gabrielle Anderson. Nicholas Deshawn Martin. Landon T. Real Words. Eric Dwayne Wilkerson III. Devin Johnson. Cordarius Fields. Anthony Daniel Gonzalez. Adam Nash. Colin Coulter Brimhall. DJ Hunter. Jonathan Alexis Mendiola Velazquez. Riley Terrell. Trey Smith. John Terrius Covington. Kenan Max Brooks. Jakeo Jones. Demaine Dwayne Brown.
Amazing. All right, I got a little surprise for you. Surprise. All right, here we go. The class of 2023 music production crew has a special tribute they'd like to share with our Crosstown High community before we finish today's ceremony. Please help me welcome to the stage our music production and business teacher, the one and only Ty Boylan.
All right, before I say anything, class of 2023, I love y'all tremendously. I spent 4 years trying to kick y'all out of my class, and this is what it took. I'll take it. I don't think a lot has been said about this being your Jordan year and what this really means. The number 23 is symbolic in a lot of ways. Michael Jordan wore 23, right? Michael Jordan is the champion. When I look at you, I see champions. Clap it up for him. Michael Jordan played a game with the flu. Y'all worked through COVID. That's way more impressive, right? Michael Jordan won championships based on a 7-game series. It took you 4 years in this playoffs to win this championship that you got right now. So we have a very special surprise. People ask me all the time why we don't have a school song. And if you know me, you know that I'm really big on ownership. And I want you to leave your own legacy for the class of 2023, right? So this song is called Jordan Year 2023. And if you were a part of recording this song, please stand for a second. Sit down, Mike. All right, so without further ado, because I know y'all got a reservation somewhere, let's get into this song, and don't try not to cry too much.
I know you hate to see us win, but we gotta know now. I will cry some tears, my life cannot slow down. Take over the world, don't you ever doubt me. Cheers to our Jordan year, class of 23.
I was trying to find my place and I felt so vacant. Didn't think I'd make it, but they made sure I made it. Thank you for helping me in the dreams that I'm chasing. All these hardships come my way, had to embrace it. So high on a placement, check my application. Call this invitations, we built this foundation. No matter situation, 2023 we made it. 2023 we made it.
4 long years we've been waiting, being patient, trying to get out in this world and meet all these new faces, new places to see. But we can't forget the place that made us believe we can do what we want, be what we need. Class of 2023, we graduate with this. We graduate with this. Class of 2023, we graduate with this.
But we gotta go now. We cry some tears, our life cannot slow down. Take over the world, don't you ever doubt me. Cheers to our Jordan year, class of 23. Seriously, but we gotta go now. We cry some tears, our life cannot slow down. Take over the world, don't you ever doubt me. Cheers to our Jordan year, class of 23.
Had some challenges, but hey, look, we did it. Happy to see you, but sad that we're leaving. New places, new faces, I'll never forget all the memories from when we first met. I know you'll shine. This isn't our last goodbye. And when you cry, know it's out of joy and smiles. Class of 2023, I promise I won't shed a tear. I'm grateful for all the help I got through all these years, making many memories, winning many things. I can't wait to see what the future holds and brings.
See us sleep, but we gotta go now. I will cry some tears, but I cannot slow down. Take over the world, don't you ever doubt me. Cheers to our Jordan, yeah, class of 23. I know you hate to see us leave, but we gotta go now. No, we'll cry some tears, but I cannot slow down. Take over the world, don't you ever doubt me. Cheers to our Jordan, yeah, class of 23.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn it over to Miss Ginger Spickler.
I didn't know we were doing dance moves, Mr. Holcomb. I would have practiced. Family and friends, thank you so much for joining us here today. But thank you even more for entrusting your kids to us these past 4 years. We love them so much. We don't take for granted the trust that you placed in us to bring them here to Crosstown. Thank you so much. Students, can we give your family and friends a quick round of applause? In just a moment, we will ask everyone to join us in the central atrium for some photos and hugs and some goodbyes. But before we do that, I am going to ask the class of 2023 to rise. All right. Make sure your tassel is on the right side. And hang on to your hats. Hang on to those hats because you're going to need them in the concourse in a minute. But as you turn your tassel from the right side to the left side, I now declare you the 2023 Crosstown High graduating class. All right, Crosstown High team, staff, you may rise and exit.
As they're leaving, man, I sure am hungry. I sure would like some sweet magnolias or some farm burger. Do I get a discount if I bring them my pamphlet? So if you bring your pamphlet, I'm just trying to be a good steward of us here in the concourse. If you take your program, you can go to Farm Burger and Sweet Magnolias and get a discount.
All right, Crosstown students, no longer students, graduates. You may follow the staff out to the concourse. Congratulations.
I want that clacker. And don't forget the photo booth is free. The photo booth is free. sponsored by Nike. Thank you, moms, dads, grandma, grandpas, aunties, uncles. Thank you.